back. It is DIScontent is our content. I'm the big guy. That is Scotty Bender.
Good morning, afternoon, evening.
Yeah. Great intro, Scotty. We're talking chaos in America. It is the dawn of a new day because Trump has his way. I'm rhyming today. So, Scotty, what do you have to say?
It is, someone better call 911. I can tell you right now, it is out of control. I in the X amount of years that I've been on this earth, I have never seen anything like this. This is completely out of a movie, it seems like. I mean, I could go through a litany of movies that are kind of resembling what's going on. It's scary. I mean, I'm not trying to make a joke about it. It's pretty chaotic. I mean, that's a great word for it.
Let's try to run down some of the stuff.
Sure.
Off the top of your head, there's so much I don't know.
I know. I mean,
where
two planes going down within 7 days. Okay, that's unheard of.
2 days in a row, we had planes go down right after budget cuts to the FAA.
Yep.
You had Elon taking over all the banking or the payments of the government. You had Trump offering early retirement to federal employees.
Yep.
Firing top FBI heads. You had tariffs.
Tariffs.
Canada and Mexico and China. You also had
the confirmation hearings are going on right now. I mean, that and some tough ones. I mean, when I say tough ones, you got Patel. What's her name there?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just had a brain fog there. Tulsi Gabbard. So I mean, those.
You were probably trying to think of her Russian name.
Yes. Her espionage name. RFK Jr. JFK Jr.
No, it's RFK, but
that was something, huh?
Yeah.
I have to admit that was pretty comical with Bernie Sanders and the onesie. I mean, that was kind of a good exchange, you know. Like, I don't know, it just made me laugh. Yeah, but it is fast and furious. You need as an old friend of ours would say, you need a scorecard. Old Ivan the Impaler. You need a scorecard to figure out what's going on here.
You do. I mean,
it's too much.
So we heard Project 2025 talked about nonstop during the campaign. We also heard Donald Trump deny any involvement. And now we are seeing literally the playbook of 2025 enacted one step after another. What are your thoughts?
What's Project 2025? I'm not familiar. Again, with this show, we're full transparency. You know, that I'm not really, if you can enlighten me a little bit.
Okay, so there is a group called the Heritage Foundation.
Okay, heard of it, yep.
They had published a, I don't know if you call it like a thesis, but it's known as Project 2025. It lays the groundwork for a second Trump
term.
White House. Yeah, term. And basically in that, it lays out like a plan for America involving radical steps. Some of them like beyond belief kind of radical. Like when this project came out, a lot of people's instant reaction was, this sounds like a plan to eliminate democracy. There was talks of eliminating Department of Education, eliminating a lot of the government departments, and kind of instituting a Trump vision for America that excludes a lot of other people. I'm going to let you guess which kind of people.
I could probably venture a guess.
Yeah, you probably could, and you'd be white. I mean, right.
Freudian slip.
Whoops.
Whoa! We're being canceled. First goes the electricity.
Yeah.
Cutting the power lines.
That's how it starts.
Yep.
So a big part of that also was there were things in there where this Heritage Foundation had done a lot of research and figured out ways stuff could be accomplished using government rules and laws that were well researched but hardly ever used or known about. And that is kind of what is going on. So they're kind of putting to the test a lot of this stuff. So we're seeing lawsuits being filed. We're seeing some judges putting holds or freezes on some of Trump's decisions, and a lot of this stuff is going to go to the courts, which is why also you saw Trump put a lot of judges' appointments first and foremost on his docket so he could control that. What a tangled web we weave.
Well, so here's, again, not knowing completely about the Project 2025. When you say getting rid of certain things or trying to radicalize it, I mean, the education, again, this is just my amateur view, it's terrible. The education system is terrible. And I'm not saying we get rid of it, but it has to be rehauled. I mean, what they're teaching kids, and I don't agree with it. And, I got to believe there's numbers or something out there that support that the education system has been lacking in years. I'm not saying get rid of it, but maybe drastic changes are needed. Some of the stuff that I read that they're teaching, and then these parents go to these meetings and they're persecuted for making their concerns about what their kids are learning. I don't know. I'm probably leaning more towards the dramatic, not movements, but the dramatic decisions that are being made.
See, I feel that's because all your information on that subject is coming from just the one side. Like you talk about like what they're teaching in school, but I mean, what examples would you have of that?
Just the whole inclusivity, and I don't know. I don't have any children, so it's hard for me to and again, in being upfront here, I don't have children, so it's hard for me to speak to that the education piece more specifically, because I don't know what kids really are learning. I mean, I have nieces, and you're right, what I read and hear, but I just think that it does need a rehaul, and I'm not saying we have to get rid of it, but something needs to happen. I just don't think that our kids are as educated as they should be compared to the rest of the world, and I think that our numbers are going down, and we're not, where we need to be on that level.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Right. I think what you're seeing constantly on the right-wing media is all those reports about gay and lesbian agenda type stuff being taught in school.
Correct.
And
I don't want a drag queen giving my kids story time.
But that is like a manufactured story, right?
So that's not happening?
Has it ever happened? If it happened once, they made it out to sound like it happens everywhere all the time.
And I know this is going to sound very, people would probably say, oh, I'm a racist or a supremacist, but I just think that, in our schools, we need to teach about America. Like, I'm not saying I can't teach about other things. I just think that what's happening is they're bringing out too much other stuff that they're trying to teach us because they want to, be inclusive and make sure we're not offending everybody. And everything's getting muddied, and I just care about America, and that's, I know it's kind of a broad statement, but, in America, pledge allegiance, talk about America, what we've done, I think that's being lost, and we're letting, all these other ideologies come in. You see what's on campuses. We have, and I don't, me, I'm all over the place, but, we at colleges, we have, these students, protesting the war in Gaza, which I get, but they're walking around with their pro-Palestine, and that's not a good look. I mean, does anyone really truly know about the Muslim religion in Palestine? And I see these LBGTQ, whatever you want to call it, they're promoting Hamas and stuff. And it's like, if you go over there, they'll kill you. They don't like, they're not very keen on that type of stuff. So I just think everything's a mess, and we just need to get it reared back in. If that means drastic actions need to be taken, then that's what needs to be happening. I just think to get everything back to where we need to be, some things maybe need to be a little drastic.
Okay, so yeah, a lot to discuss right there.
There is a lot. There's just so much. I mean,
all right. What should I tackle what you said, or should we? Yeah, I don't know.
You're a lot more. I will say you're more educated. You're more educated in the facts than I am. You're right. I kind of go off of what I hear and read, and sometimes I'm a little half cocked on stuff. Not having all my facts in mind. And a lot of times I go off emotion. Well, I go off emotion.
Yeah, but you're representing exactly what most Republicans are feeling, because that's what they're also seeing. Your talking points are that's what you see and hear based on what you watch. I don't think a lot of that is true.
No, I just happened to see a stat once where the level of education where our kids should be, and I don't have the stat. I don't know where I saw it. I just, again, probably saw it. It was just showing that compared to other countries, where we are versus where we used to be and where we should be is lacking. And that's whatever that reason is, we need to fix it. We should be up in the upper echelon of education, and just, we're a world leader, and the fact that these other countries are gaining on us and we're just losing ground, I don't think's good.
Right. I do agree. We should be that, but that to me is math, English, science, not this other stuff that you're complaining about.
True. Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. But I think it all comes into play when that's an influence. Yeah, it's about math and things, but it's also about these other things, these other forces, or these other indoctrines that you're learning. I don't think are helping what we need to learn.
See, and you use the word indoctrination because that is the buzzword from the Republicans. In fact, that was the title of the statement or document that the White House released about the education, is to end the indoctrination of our kids.
So here's the thing. So I'll sum it up this way, how I feel. My personal opinion is this country was going in the toilet under the Biden administration. I feel there's so many different facts. We can talk 2 days about our show about my personal feelings. And I felt I voted for him, and I wanted to see these drastic changes. I felt like last time he was president, he came in, he didn't have the tools, and it didn't work. This time he came in, and I think drastic changes is needed. And I'm not against a lot of stuff that's going on. I feel like, there's always gonna be two sides, just like you, big guy. You're gonna have your opinions about it. We're all gonna have our opinions, and depending on what side you're on. And, I'm on the right, and I'm gonna support it sometimes blindly, I'll admit, to a degree. I don't have all my facts, but I'm having faith that things will work out for Trump and the administration in this country. That's, so if we're going to get a little radical, I'm okay with that.
So is America now a country just for Republicans?
No. But if you see no, I don't think it's for Republicans, because there's Democrats out there that are somewhat in agreement with what Trump's doing. It's not all Democrats are against him. Then
who?
Fetterman. Fetterman.
We're counting oafs. We're counting big oafs.
I mean, come on. You know there's some changes been needed here in this country, Joe.
But this isn't. Well, first off, we don't really know.
Isn't Linda McMahon? Isn't she the education person?
Yeah.
No,
okay.
sure. Isn't
Yeah.
she? Am I right though? Isn't
Right.
she like the Department of Education or something?
Like what Trump is doing, because we didn't even really get into it. He wants to eliminate like the public school system and go to like a charter school system. He wants to privatize school. He wants to bring schools and make it. I mean, it's gonna be bad for a lot of Americans.
Well,
If you think Trump is for all Americans, it's not. He's only looking out for certain people. How do you think charter schools and privatized schools are going to work in certain places?
well, if he uses that concept and it helps, it doesn't matter what your skin color is. It's based on your merits and what like you said, it's based not on your skin color. It's based on your skills and your merits. I'm for it. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really talked to a lot of teachers recently, but sometimes I do have conversations. I do know some teachers, and things in public schools aren't good. I mean, there's a lot of safety issues. I just don't. I don't think it's all rainbows and unicorns. I don't know. There's a lot of people are homeschooling because they don't want their kids to go to school. Based on what's going on, or some of these teachers aren't vetted properly, and so I don't. I mean, there's a lot of good teachers out there. Don't get me wrong, but there's also a lot of bad ones. And I don't know. I think you could talk to some teachers that'll tell you, yeah, the public system is working, it's good, and there's other ones saying it needs to be overhauled. This is terrible. I don't even like going to doing my job anymore because my hands are tied. I can't discipline students. They don't listen. It could be dangerous. I remember when I went to school, I didn't talk back to a teacher. Now, people don't think twice about punching a teacher. That's unbelievable. And there's no repercussions. It's like, oh, okay, well, send them home. It's not
Right.
That's terrible. So
Yeah.
I mean, I know what you're saying. Is he trying to lead it just to white people, or is he just trying to get rid of? I don't.
If you think I'm saying like everything's fine, I mean I never said those words, but I don't understand the idea like you're just gonna throw out the entire system or replace it with something else.
I don't agree with that. No, I don't. And you know what I mean. I don't agree with getting rid of the public. It needs to be overhauled. I don't believe we have to get rid of it because some people can't afford. You're right. They're not going to be able to afford a charter school, and there's people out there that are just, income levels and just the way they're
It's
their
like
resources.
Everything Trump is doing, there's like it's like surface level. It kind of makes sense, but if you think about it deeper than that, it's like, how is he going to do it?
He's not.
Like all these raids. How are you going to deport 13 million people? How are you going to educate 100 million kids with charter schools?
Yeah.
How are you going to do all this? How are you going to?
There are some lofty goals. There are some lofty goals.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. You're right, but we have to start small, and we're not going to get rid of 13 million immigrants, but maybe we'll prevent 13 more from coming back in. With what he's doing. Maybe we could stop the bleeding and address. I know we're jumping out, but I'm all for getting rid of the folks that are causing trouble, and I know it's like the ones that are not causing trouble. I know we're talking about that down the road here. The whole ice baby stuff, but we'll see. It's still early, and I know there's going to be a lot of critics of what he's doing, but I voted for him. I'm going to hold true. We've got 4 years. This has only been 100 days or whatever, first 100 days. So
it's been 10.
10 days. So we're still in the first 100 days. So I was right. But I just think he came out of the gate hot. He's coming out hot. Hot tag. He's doing a hot tag in for all you wrestling fans out there. But I'm going to just hold the line. I'm not going to get over. I'm not going to overreact. Here's the thing with Trump. As much as I love the guy says a lot of things. He doesn't sometimes think things through. I'll be the first one to say he'll say things to. He's a showman, right? He's an entertainer, and he says things to reaction, and I realize that. So, if someone said, Scott, if you wanted to bet all the money in your bank account, which isn't much, on the fact that he's going to do a lot of things he says he's going to do, like get rid of the public education system. I don't believe that. I think it's just talk.
So the problem with that is this Project 2025 is the brainchild and groundwork of other people. So Trump didn't have to do any of this work. It's all been done for
By
him.
heritage, there
He just has to
enact it or act on it.
yeah, which is what he's doing. Which is why it's also happening so fast. Like that first Trump administration, he didn't do that much, right?
No.
He had a lot of talk.
Yep.
I'm going to do this.
But he also had a lot of resistance. He had a lot of people in the wrong.
course.
He didn't have his people in there, so they fought.
Well, I mean, look at who he had with him. He had Jared and Ivanka,
Yes.
and Manafort and Banyan, and
Banyan.
He brought in. He brought in his people, but they weren't like.
No, they were not. No.
Yeah. This time he's going in there, guns blazing, with like a think tank of people,
Mm-hmm.
and he's enacting crazy laws. And yeah, he'll be a dictator within 2 weeks.
Wow.
But now that we've reached the cool-off period of our show,
It's the beauty of this show.
Scotty, that looks like a brand new shirt.
It is. It is. It's part of our merchandise line here at DIScontent is our content. And I just opened this up today. I got my hands all over it. Yeah, I'm not feeling myself, but yeah, it's wonderful. I love it. It's nice and thin, and it's wonderful. It's beautiful. Beautiful to the eyes.
It is beautiful. Beautiful to the eyes.
It is, and it's affordable. I mean, I'm not going to get into the pricing here, but this, you go in any store and you know what I paid. This is nice. This is, I like it.
Yeah.
I just broke it out today. So yeah.
So, if you go to DIScontentisOurContent.com, our shop is up and running.
Love it. You're going to see more gear as the weeks go on. I'm a big fan. This is my first, like I said, just wanted to get something, and and I'm very pleased. Ooh, I like that hat too. Look at that trucker hat. That's nice.
Oh man, and
love it.
vinyl stickers.
Oh,
You just win the mind and heart of everyone you meet with a vinyl sticker. That's what I've always said that.
I know you have. I'm gonna practice that. Gonna really just go out and just get a bunch of stickers and put them all different places. People will be really happy. But yeah, this is the 3/4 up. Very pleased with it, big guy. Thank you for championing this, getting this website up and the gear. So yeah, more gear you'll see in the next few weeks coming up. So
Yeah, and I think it's also that time of the show we dive right in with our topics of the week.
yeah,
Trending topics, Scotty. Ice raids cometh.
Yep.
You're up.
love them,
What?
love them.
Oh, okay.
My only disappointment is that I can't be here to help them. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I can't believe you said that either.
Ice might be at the door. No, I'm. Where do you want me to go with this? Do I support it? 100%. Is it causing some problems? And yeah, of course it is. Disruption, of course. Do people not like it? Of course. But the bottom line is, if you're in this country, it is illegal if you are not brought in this country the right way, and it's illegal to commit the law. So. Especially the violent criminals. I mean, it's proven we have gangs. We have a lot of bad people from a lot of different countries here. And you know what's funny is that a lot of these folks aren't even from Mexico. They're from like Venezuela, China. We have all these. People think it's all these immigrants or these migrants coming in are just Mexican. That's not true. Okay, they're out from everywhere, and we've just seen a lot of things happening. A lot of money going towards them, and I always bring up this. I'm American. I'd rather see the money go to helping homeless people and helping people that need it in this country first, our veterans, instead of funding these folks that are coming over the border illegally. I don't have any patience for that, and I'll be called out. I'll be called names. I'll be called stupid for my feeling. That's how I feel, and I'm, and I know there's talk about, they're separating their families, but and how much is that really happening? I want to see a stat on that. I'm sorry that the families are separated, but you broke the law. It's just like if you break the law, not coming over illegal, you break the law, and if I'm a family guy and I go and rob a bank, I'm going to jail, and I'm going to be separated from my family. My family's going to have to go on without me because I'm in jail. I'm not around anymore. So I know the analogy probably doesn't clear as that, but that's the same thing. So you break the law. I'm a family man. I break the law. Now my family's going to have to deal with me gone because they're not going to get support because I'm in jail because I broke the law. Same thing here, to my opinion. And the fact that, these federal agents are, they're being blocked, or these mayors are saying, we're going to, what's his name say? We're going to take you to the streets. Get out of town. What do you want to, have wars in the street? You're going to lose. These guys aren't playing around. Big guy. I feel very strongly about it. I that was one of the main things I have supported Trump on, and I have to say he's doing it. Bye-bye. That's how I feel.
Okay, stupid.
That's okay. I've been called much worse, man.
No, let me think. Here's my response.
I mean, if somebody say, "Oh, you're ignorant. You know what you're talking about. It's just you're right. You're racist. You're white supremacist."
They are separating families, but the main thing that is being done differently that is causing such the uproar is he got rid of birthright citizenship.
So what is that exactly? So that means if you're born here, so if you, even regardless of your immigration status, you have a baby here, that baby automatically is a citizen of the United States. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That is pretty much globally accepted. Mm-hmm. That is
it's in the Constitution.
If your parents happen to go to Canada while your mother was pregnant and she gave birth while visiting Canada, you would be a dual citizen. You as the child born in Canada would be a Canadian citizen and an American citizen. You would be a dual citizen. These illegal immigrants who have then come to America and have kids here, their kids are American citizens. They were born here. Mm-hmm. Trump has now ended birthright citizenship, something that has existed since the beginning.
What's his reason?
What's his reason? He wants to avoid like the whole trying to not separate families.
Okay. So let me go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, so my question to you. So, okay, so you have a family, illegal immigrants. They have a birthright child.
Yeah.
The father was a convicted. I know I'm out there.
Can we avoid like the felons, because no one is arguing that convicted felons should be deported. That is actually, that's the law, right?
Right, but the cities are fighting it.
No, the cities are fighting the deportation of immigrants who just happen to be living normal lives and are productive workers and have done nothing wrong other than live here.
So I haven't heard Joaquin, our mayor here, whatever his name is, who's the mayor in Rochester? Malik Evans. I've not heard Malik Evans come out and say, so what we're going to do is we're going to put up a website to show you how to avoid ICE, and with questions that they're going to answer. We're going to put a website out there that you can go and get knowledge how to avoid being arrested by ICE. But listen, wait a minute though. If you're a criminal, you need to go. Don't bother with this website because you need to go. Okay, we're just talking about people that didn't commit crime. That's bullshit. No, he doesn't say that. That's not right. No one said that. I've never heard one person say that. I've never heard anyone say, "Well, the rules apply to you, but not to you." That's wrong. They're covering everybody. They're protecting everybody.
How many criminals do you think he's talking to? I mean, do you think there's that many criminal immigrants?
I do.
See, that's because you watch the right-wing media for so long. That's all you ever hear about.
And Big Guy, I love it, but I could say you're watching the left media who's saying it's not. So who's right? The Truth Commission we talked about.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to the right who's saying there's a lot of criminals. The left is saying, oh, no, that's not true. So you're saying, yeah, the left, so who's the truth? So where are you getting the truth from? How do we know? How do I know what you're telling me is the truth? Do you have a stat?
Well, who has a history of lying?
Oh, the Democrats don't?
I'm not getting my facts from Democrats. I'm getting it from the media.
Right. From what side?
NBC.
Right. MCC. Are they one of the ones paying out? Who's paying all the money out to Trump for the crap that they lied about? All these stations are, right? There's a lot. I saw a stat.
Yeah,
There's like a lot of money being paid out. So they're not paying money because they like Donald Trump and helping his campaign.
And that's a different subject. That was ABC, and that was because they used the word rape instead of sexual abuse, which he was guilty of.
Right.
Right.
It's one of those. It's to the degree to disagree. I mean, to do what he needs to do to get immigrants out, it's going to cause pain. It's going to cause heartache. It's not going to be an easy thing. This isn't like, oh, everyone's going to pat each other on the rear end and say, oh, everything's great, and pat it. It's not going to happen. It's going to be some chaos. But sometimes we have to do this to get to where we need to be, and that's preventing these illegals from coming over. They don't belong here. If you're going to come over, do it the right way. And unfortunately, families are being affected by it, but that's just something you should have thought about when you came over here, that this could have been a possibility, that you may have to go home.
How many of the 13 million illegals do you think are criminals?
How many of the 13 million?
Yeah.
12? No, that's a joke. No, I don't know. I don't have the stats. They're just like you don't. We don't know. I don't know. I just know that I see there's a lot of crime being, committed by these folks, and you don't think that Venezuela let their, so you're telling me that when he says that they let the jails open, criminals, that's a lie. They didn't do that. Venezuela didn't do that. They didn't let their criminals out.
No, I doubt it.
So why would he have to go back and ask them to take them back? Because if I was Venezuela, if they were such good people, I'd say, yeah, bring them back. It said Venezuela at first, like, no, we don't want them. And so
you're talking about Colombia when they didn't want the planes to land?
Oh, no, I thought it was Venezuela that they didn't want to bring them back. That could be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing's a mess.
It is. And I don't disagree with you. It's a mess, And it's not easy, but sometimes this unpopular decisions have to be made when, and it's not a perfect system. Like you said, it's not perfect. And you're right. I'm not, callous, or I'm not heartless. I do feel for families, but at the end of the day, how do we sort it out? How do we say, well, you don't have to go, but you have to go? I don't know.
But that is the system. I mean, you talk about like, oh, we have to change. There are numbers of the deportations that Biden and Obama did that were in the millions.
Yeah.
It's not like no one ever got deported.
Correct.
Millions were being deported. What's different is that Trump is just doing it recklessly without like care about people who might have actually been productive. And what happens if you decimate like all these workers from, there's going to be industries that are going to suffer. Mm-hmm. Farmings for one.
Mm-hmm.
Here in New York State, dairy farmers and a lot of the wine in the Finger Lakes, mm-hmm. They use migrant workers. What's going to happen to them? Who's going to do those jobs?
Are they all legal? I'm asking, are they all legals? Are they some of them brought here on the right visas and stuff?
What do you think?
I don't know. Probably
legal?
No, probably not legal.
Yeah.
Probably not legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hot topic for me. I have strong opinions about it. I'm not saying they're my opinions, and they're just, I'm not saying they're right. And, this is what's about this podcast. No, we talk openly, and it's about opinion, and that's just my opinion.
I know. Think stupid.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Big dummy.
I have permission now.
You do.
You opened the door.
I did. I opened that door. I did. I cracked that window.
Walked right through it.
I walked right through it.
All right, I'm out.
All right.
let's go to a much better topic. Finally, let's talk about Dummkopf.
Oh boy, this is
Yeah.
here we go. Fasten your seatbelts for this one. You think I have opinions about ice raids? No, I'm kidding.
Would you believe Elon Musk did a Nazi salute?
I don't believe it was a Nazi.
Oh, you don't think it was?
No. I've got pictures of all these other people in the past raising their hand, doing the wave, and
Oh, do you?
yeah.
What about when he did it immediately again the second time? He did it twice in a row.
I think he was doing something like your heart, like, you know what I mean. I don't know.
Oh, twice in a row? He did it accidentally twice in a row?
Don't you think that's up for interpretation?
No.
What you want to
Nope.
believe?
Don't you think if it was open for interpretation that maybe around the world there would have been less debate? Because it was pretty much condemned. Like, especially in Germany, where it was universally seen as the Nazi salute. And he then did a live satellite interview for the basic new neo-Nazi party in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
the ARFD.
Yep. The rights. The right.
Yeah. Where he told them that they should feel less guilty about their past. Their past, of course, being the Holocaust. And yeah, I know you love the topic, but I sent you a text message the other day with that great photo of Elon.
Yes.
Grandfather who was a Nazi.
Yep.
Yeah.
So do you realize that okay, so I'm going to preface that throughout history, all Nazis are not bad people. You understand that the term Nazi that was a name of a party. Like, unfortunately, that name has become synonymous with Hitler and Holocaust and genocide. So that whole chain there has been so the Nazi party. So people have the term like, oh, you're a Nazi. Oh, it's like saying, oh, you're a Democrat. I mean, they didn't commit genocide. I'm not saying Nazis are good people. I'm saying that not all folks that were considered Nazis when the party first started were considered bad people, right? I mean, do you know the history? I know some little history,
Yeah.
but so when it first started, the Nazi Party, do you think that whole they were out to get rid of genocide and do all that? I don't think so. The Holocaust. The first World War, you were a Nazi. That there was
it didn't exist in the first.
Not really, but anyways, go ahead. We say so. You're saying folks are up in arms because he did the salute.
Right. And folks, not him, but other folks try to defend it by saying he has autism.
That's pretty weak.
Yeah, and then
I'll
folks
admit that's weak.
try to defend it by saying, well, it's actually a Roman salute. And the Romans did it before the Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
But, Elon, if you buy into him being one of the smartest people in the world, if you buy into that, you have to then believe also that he would know better than to do a Roman salute and not think that people would confuse it, which as a Nazi salute.
Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
He then posted on X a bunch of jokes making fun of the confusion using Nazi jokes, referencing Goebbels and some different things. So it really comes down to
That's our watchdog, folks. We have security here on the premises.
I mean, what more proof do we need?
I didn't see it that way.
How did you see it?
I saw it just as he was just making us his heart or something goes out. I know it can be interpreted. I'm just not gonna. I've seen other people doing. I've seen all sorts of people putting their hand up. I saw Tim Walz did this. He did the same exact thing at the convention. He walked on stage and was like doing this crap. I think it was unfortunately, he's in the crosshairs right now. He's a public figure, and he puts him. He causes some of his own problems, and unfortunately, and people are going to want to see what they want to see. That's what I believe. I'm not looking at it like that. I'm not, for me personally, no one's going to convince.
You saw the video,
yes,
not just the still.
Yes,
and you honestly think it wasn't intentional.
No, I don't.
You don't think it was?
I might have been. So he's got a weird sense of humor. He's a strange bird. So so let me back up. Was it intentional to be a joke? Yes. He was just trying to. I thought it was more of, and I'm not saying it's right that he did that. All right, I just don't think.
So you think he might have done it as a joke?
Correct. To get people talking, which that's what it did. And then he plays off on that because he's got somewhat of a weird sense of humor, in my opinion. I think he gets off on that stuff. He likes the controversy. He likes the banter. He likes to, troll. He's a troll. I will say that. He likes to troll people a little bit. I see his posts on X all the time. So I'm not good. I'm not going to say that he is, did it. Did you see the video of the UFC fighter talking about Hitler, talking about Nazis? Did you?
Yeah.
What was your thought on that?
Oh, pretty much the same. You shouldn't be saying that stuff. In Germany, where it's obviously a much more sensitive topic,
yeah,
you really get flayed by doing that. I don't know. As a wrestling fan, you might remember, maybe 20 years ago, the wrestler JBL.
Yep.
At a house show in Germany, did a Nazi salute just as a
like a heel thing,
as a way to draw some fan reaction, and it got global attention because that's a huge mistake. It's not taken lightly. It's not something to be played with.
Agreed.
It's not something to joke around with.
And I'm saying I don't disagree that I don't disagree.
Millions and millions of Jews who don't think that's funny. So if Elon did that as a joke, it's very, very
classless, right? Yeah, it's that's it. Yeah.
Time for our sponsor.
Oh, we still have sponsors. Maybe not after today's show.
Yeah,
they're going to ask for my removal.
Not really. Not really. This is actually going to be a public service.
Oh, okay. We get those. I remember those back in the day.
Yeah,
you get them, and you have to. Yep. Okay. You got this one, big guy?
Yeah, this is actually government sponsored.
Well.
Oh, this is right up your alley. This is a reminder to buy American products, goods, and services. Brought to you by my dog, Harper.
Good dog she is.
Actually, it's brought to you by the Department of Government Efficiency. In these times of rising inflation, you can count on the Doge whistle blown by the department head, Elon Musk, to point you in the right direction. In the future, all products made in America will carry a new symbol to mark its status as a product of superior manufacturing and design. To ensure all Americans can experience the benefits of these great American products, any product not bearing the Doge X mark symbol will be taxed an additional 25%. Of course, with such great savings for Americans being available, there is always a chance some may try to take advantage of these great savings. So, to ensure only Americans will be able to get the great savings deals on American products, all Americans will need to present their American Doge papers at various checkpoints. This not only ensures great savings, but will cut down on crime and rape. And now a message for non-citizens. We haven't forgotten you. We are tirelessly working on paths to citizenship as we speak. Currently, all paths lead to Colombia and Uruguay. Express travel packages to El Salvador, Haiti, and the Ivory Coast are releasing soon. Sign up today to be first on board. Finally, no American should ever go hungry. And we are all concerned about the price of eggs. Soon we will announce great news as our 51st state, Greenland, will become corporate partners with Kentucky Fried Chicken. And the good people of KFC land will be working hard to increase egg production at almost inhumane levels. A system of trains are being built to bring workers from the villages to the farms, and this will be, without a doubt, a people's community. In closing, with our fearless leader Elon Musk at the helm, and with some assistance from the president, America is truly on a path of greatness, led by truth, American spirit, and the hard-working labor of the true-born American people. Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot to take in.
There he is.
That's the symbol right there.
Yeah.
Seems reminiscent of something.
Looks familiar.
Oh,
all right. Yeah. It's corporate sponsor.
Yeah. That's
or not a corporate.
No, that's a public
service. We have to say that.
That's our government at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, we'll take a break.
Yeah.
And, consider our futures. Yes.
On the waves of the ocean.
It's time for pancakes and real maple syrup. Hello again, Mike O'Brien, your getaway guy, with 3 of my all-time favorites. Just check out The Getaway Guy right now on Facebook or YouTube. Hope you're hungry.
On the waves of the ocean.
And we're back.
Back, baby.
It is time for DIScontent is our content. Voicemail.
Oh.
Hey guys, first time caller. I've always wanted to say that. Well, I actually have a question about the show.
Okay.
And first, just want to say I am a huge Scotty Bender fan from way back. Love Scotty, 3 p.m. on Sundays, go Scott. But really, how do you guys come up with your ideas? Thanks. And I'll be watching.
Wow. Big Scotty Bender fan.
Yeah, right.
Way back.
Way back. 3 o'clock on Sundays. Man, that goes back a ways. And he had a British accent, so I didn't know we were broadcasting over across the pond.
Global.
Yeah. How do we prepare?
Yeah.
How do we prepare?
Do you what do you do to get your ideas?
Go to X.
So you go to X.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, what are some of your favorite people on X that you really benefit from knowledge wise?
Insurrection Barbie.
I thought you might say that. I have no idea what that is.
Thriller Gorilla. Just throwing some of them out there. I mean, I follow, I follow left and right, folks. It's not all right. I follow not evenly, but I do keep up with the left. But, there's some of those, the Hodgson twins, or I guess we're saying that wrong. They're 2 twins that they post a lot of stuff. Yeah, so I get a lot of stuff from X. What's going on? Obviously, you can tell. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. And you watch OA and...
I mostly, you know what? Truthfully, I mostly watch Fox.
Fox?
I do watch CNN. I do get their views. And I do watch Newsmax.
Oh, that's still around.
Yes, it is. I watch Newsmax. I don't watch OAN or a lot because that would require me to then leave the Spectrum app and go into another app because I don't know if it's on Spectrum. So, yeah, I watch and a lot of Chris Hansen Takedown.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just not kidding. Yeah, that's where I get a lot of my news from. I probably should expand my horizons a little bit, but
okay.
Yeah, but I appreciate the phone, the message. I mean, we're still getting messages that people are listening. So.
Oh,
how do you prepare, big guy? What do you do?
Oh, I do Blue Sky.
Yep.
Blue Sky.
Yeah.
I follow some people on there like Seth Abramson, the biographer of Elon Musk. I've been getting a lot of info from him.
Is he on X?
He, I think, was barred from X.
So his biography's not a good biography.
Oh, it's very, very good.
I mean, but did Elon it wasn't done in conjunction with him. Like he did it on
No.
his own. Okay, so
It's an investigative
got it.
show.
Okay, so it wasn't like he had this guy write a book about him. He wrote a book about Elon exposing some of the less
Basically, so Elon has done very well at hiding a lot of his backstory.
okay, and I don't disagree. I know we're segueing it, but this is good stuff. So go ahead. Okay, I didn't.
Yeah.
all right,
So
go ahead.
like Elon's educational backstory, like what exactly he did in college and where he went to college, he's hid that very well. And Seth Abramson has uncovered some factual evidence about that, which actually kind of shows like Elon wasn't a good student and didn't actually finish college.
Okay,
He shows that he spent most of his time working while he was going to college,
working where? Like what was he doing?
selling some of his father's diamonds here, or not diamonds, emeralds, maybe,
Okay,
here in the States, which might have been illegal
okay,
at the time.
okay. Were they blood diamonds?
Wasn't everything.
Yeah, because that was South Africa, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. So I might have to check that out then. I'm interested to hear. So, okay.
And besides that, I watch. There is a 24-hour NBC and ABC. They both have like their 24-hour news, which you can watch on YouTube or on Roku.
Yeah, I've seen the Fox one. It's like
Yeah.
20. It's not Fox News, but they'll go to press conferences or they'll like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of it is live, like when the plane went down in Philly
Yeah, geez.
the other night. I was tuned in. That they had some very good live coverage of that. That was not a good night.
No.
for,
No.
Yeah.
No. That's terrible.
Speaking of terrible, you had some stuff you wanted to get off your chest about Medicare. Now you have a background
Yeah.
in insurance.
Yep.
So this topic might be important for you. Medicare for none.
So, if I understand this correctly, RFK Jr. wants to eliminate Medicare. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And what would they replace it with? Or what would the seniors do?
Privatized health care.
Okay, so we need Medicare. Okay, that's my opinion. All right, a lot of people rely on it. I think it's not a bad system. I do think it needs to be looked upon, and I'm not necessarily shutting off funds, but I think there definitely needs to be some sort of an audit or some sort of oversight. Medicare gets hit with fraud ridiculously a lot. That's where Medicare Advantage plans come from. I won't get into a whole lecture about Medicare Advantage, but Medicare Advantage plans basically were derived because Medicare went to the insurance companies, a private insurance company, and said, we need you to create something in conjunction with us because you have the oversight. You guys have all the tools to combat fraud and you have compliance. So we're going to pay you to fund these plans, but you're going to manage them, but we're going to oversee it. It's our money. But you can offer, X amount of, depending on, their star ratings, and based on star ratings, you get money. But I think that would not be, I think that'd be a mistake. That's the one thing I don't agree with, is getting rid of Medicare. A lot of people rely on it, and it does a lot of good for folks. There's a lot of fraud with just straight Medicare, not the Medicare Advantage plans. But again, I won't get into, this isn't a Medicare 101, but that could be a mistake.
Yeah, I think the general idea is, this is a get rid of government waste and government this, and government that, and make everything business opportunity. There's a chance here to make some money for somebody.
Yeah, but a lot of people make money off Medicare.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
But,
It's a lucrative business. Trust me. The insurance
Right.
companies and the reps who sell it are making a lot of money. I know.
I know, but maybe not the people making money that,
Deserve it.
well,
No, I mean,
the billionaires who are backing Trump aren't making the money.
and the whole thing too. The whole thing with Medicare too is the other undertow of everything is prescription drugs. That's a whole different animal, And when it comes to Medicare, and Medicare has its own rules on the. So when you become on Medicare versus non-Medicare, and you for your prescriptions Part D, it changes. Like the drug formularies, you may be on a drug under 65 that's not available on Medicare. There's a lot of inconsistencies among the two, under 65 and Medicare, with the prescriptions, and that's a big point. The drug costs are going up, and the insurance companies, are now being hit with the new Medicare rules that came about with the drug prescription caps and things. So it's a very complicated industry, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
But
Generation Lost. So I recently watched a documentary on HBO. It was about Micah Stauffer and her family. You just saw them pictured.
Mm-hmm.
They had a family YouTube channel, and they adopted a child from China. And the child had autism, and they had some children of their own, and they had been growing as a YouTube channel.
Yep.
They've been gaining subscribers and advertisers and sponsors, and then they adopted this child from China. They named the child Huxley, which on its own is odd. And then the adoption itself seemed like it was done to get views, and the views.
So it's a
took
publicity
off.
stunt.
It did seem that way, yes.
Okay.
And the child with its autism and had a lot of issues, and the videos kept getting more and more popular, and they kept making more and more money. Before you know it, they're like in this new mansion, and the child suddenly started not appearing in videos, and suddenly the child's not in any videos, and people started wondering what's going on. Where's the kid? And,
Okay, so I'm going to just jump in. So you're saying, so they had this YouTube station,
Yep.
and it was about them growing a family and adopting a child abroad, and Chinese baby. That doesn't matter; it's a baby. They were, with autism, which is a whole different, that's a thing now. So they were showing, and then they were gaining popularity, and then as the popularity was growing, all of a sudden you don't see this baby anymore, and it's just becoming less and less until the baby's non-existent. So this is where we're at this point. So you got me on the edge of my chair, so I got no.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So all the fans are like,
Where's Huxley? Yeah, Huxley. Yep.
We started watching you because of Huxley.
Yep.
We're on this journey with you. 2 million people are watching you every day. Where is it? Turns out they got rid of Huxley.
Really?
Huxley was too much to handle.
That's terrible.
That-
That's rotten. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's rotten. Oh my God! So they basically adopted this child from China.
Yep.
Now it seems like it was a publicity stunt because they didn't do their homework on not only just adopting a child from China with autism, so they couldn't handle it. So then, what did they send it back into foster care, or we don't know?
Someone else adopted it.
Okay.
And so they were totally silent about it. And then they did a video where they explained that their doctor recommended it would be better for the kid if they were with someone else.
Wow.
Which, think about that.
Yeah.
No doctor would ever say,
No.
you know what? This kid's going to be better with someone else.
Yeah, baby you adopted from another nation. Right, that's the best thing. Just put it to another family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got autism. So, yeah, let it, yeah.
Yeah, you live in a mansion.
Funded because you bought this baby.
Yeah.
Bought this, yeah.
You have tons of money. You should give this baby up.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Your quality of living is increasing. You have more disposable income to take care of the child. You could stay home. You don't need to work. You can spend 24/7 with this child and get the proper care she needs. And instead, you just say, "Well, we're not going to do that."
I know.
So
right.
So what happened? Okay, so I'm sorry, spoiler here. So they came out, they did a video, and they explained that what their doctor said. So so did they lose views?
As you can imagine, huge backlash.
I can't even imagine. It's like getting rid of a pet or something. It was just like, seriously, like, I can't handle this dog anymore. I got to that's terrible.
They were canceled.
Everyone pulled out.
Culture.
Canceled them.
Maybe to an extreme never before seen. We're talking death threats. We're talking people called the local police where they lived to ask them to check to see if the baby
Was dead.
Maybe dead.
Like they never really. It was like a Law and Order episode or something. Like, right? They're going to go in and do a search warrant, and the baby's going to be, in a wall plaster or something. I mean, I'm not being funny.
These
but
people on YouTube started going back through every video they had ever posted and looking for clues, and they found a video that was 16 minutes and 4 seconds, but originally it was 16 minutes and 23 seconds. And they found the missing 19 seconds that were cut out. And it was a shot of the kid, and he had like duct tape on his hands. Now, the kid was sucking his thumb, and in some of the videos, he had an instrument on his hand to prevent him from sucking his thumb.
Yep, like a protector type thing. Yep.
But in this long clip, it looked like maybe he was duct taped.
You saw the clip? You saw the clip? And what did you think?
Yeah, it's duct tape.
Okay.
So they started to think like, okay, maybe they killed this kid. So now the police are involved, and all the sponsors are dropping this lady, and she loses everything.
Yep.
And it's fascinating because this documentary captures YouTube perfectly.
Yep.
Captures the rise and how people, I want to choose my words carefully because television's been around forever.
Yep.
It's built on professionals creating a product that is, it's written and produced, and there are executives, and there are so many people work on television to make sure it's a certain way. But then with YouTube, it's just this family who shoots videos of their kids, and before they know it, they're making millions and buying houses.
Yep.
And there's no regulation. There's no standard.
Nope.
They decide they're going to adopt a kid. There's no one there to say, do you think that's a good idea?
Right. Do you realize you're adopting not only a child, but one with autism? Like, that's a big commitment.
Yeah.
That's just, again, you're just not getting a kid.
But, hey, the views are going up. So
we live in a
must
mansion.
be good.
So it's not how funny, but so I'm just going to piggyback real quick. So I did see something. I think it was a documentary on Netflix. Same idea. Couple. It was a documentary about, what was that website? Ashley Madison.
Yeah. Right.
About a YouTuber and his wife who did a YouTube station, and they were showing when she was pregnant, doing the whole thing, and then this guy's name came out on this Ashley website, and everything just like right in the toilet. Yeah. Same idea. He was a YouTuber, him and his wife, posting, making and just nonsense. And then this Ashley Madison list came out, and guess who was on it? He was.
Yep.
And it just spiraled out of control. Like, it was bad, and they lost everything. Like, so same idea, but just to your point, yeah.
And that other part of it is how quickly, with this YouTube generation, you can just lose it all.
Yeah.
To go from having sponsors, huge brand name sponsors, Barbie by Mattel was one of their sponsors.
This couple?
Yeah. This family, this Micah Stauffer. To go from that big to nothing.
Starting with nothing, going this big, back to nothing again. Yeah. So how did it end? I have to ask. So did they? Are they still on YouTube?
No. So the husband has a separate YouTube channel
Okay.
where he does like mechanical car stuff. The wife ended all the YouTube stuff. Everything's wiped. Nothing exists anymore of the family. The child was readopted. We don't know where or just hope everything's all right. And
Yeah. Wow.
lessons learned,
Yeah.
maybe. I doubt it, because what is so popular on YouTube is these family vlogs.
There was a guy that was, I think he would dress up as Batman. He was called Bat Dad or something. He was doing things, just showing up, like taking his kid to school in a Batman, and there's millions of views.
Right.
Just, do you want to talk about Bat Dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the most popular channels on all of YouTube was this channel of a little kid doing toy reviews.
Okay.
And it started when he was like 4 years old.
Okay.
And we're talking like 50 million views, worth millions and millions of dollars. Now he's older a little, but like,
It's unbelievable.
yeah, at some point, there's some exploitation there. He's just a little kid. What does he know about what he's doing?
Right.
And,
Right.
It's brought up in the documentary, all these families doing these videos using their kids. In Hollywood, there are labor laws about using children in film and TV.
Well, just these shows you see like on these shows, like hanging with the Doricos, where they have like 20 kids, or hanging with the Johnstons, with the little people and stuff. I mean, it's you're right. And there's all these big families, and same idea, but to your point, yeah, it's exploitation. Yeah. Wow. So that is, I have to watch. I get time. I have to watch that. That sounds very interesting. That documentary.
It's called An Update on Our Family.
Okay.
And that was the name of the last post she made, where she finally admitted that Huxley was gone.
Jeez, that's rough.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, jeez.
An update on our family.
Yeah.
Gave him away.
Yeah, after we moved into our, $1.5 million mansion.
Yeah.
We bought a Lexus and a Range Rover. Now,
Oh, and in one of the videos, she was complaining about having to pay for his speech therapy. And she was complaining about it. And she was wearing a Cartier bracelet that someone valued at $65,000.
But she was complaining about taking care of this poor child's speech pathology.
Saying that she was going to downgrade the speech therapist from $500 a month to $50 a month because it was just too expensive.
I'm surprised she isn't lynched for this. Like, I mean, seriously, I mean, I could see where people really got mad.
There
like, they felt they got duped. They got duped. They sucked into this. They put time and effort in to this channel, this family, and only they got bamboozled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it happens a lot,
Yeah. Just a matter of time before everyone turns on us.
Yeah.
Especially you.
I am stupid.
Yeah.
I'm a dummy.
All
Where my
these
friend
fans-
Sanford, you big dummy. Ivan.
All these fans every week calling in. I love Scotty. I love Scotty.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, so I'm gonna check that out. So yeah, YouTube. I used to look and just get so frustrated. Maybe it was just out of jealousy that I wasn't making the kind of money they were making on YouTube. Like just for doing simple, stupid things. I think it was my angst for these is more because I was like, why didn't I think of this? I wish I was making all this money just going around and making. We have a friend of ours that does it. He does a good job. We had him on the show. He does reviews on YouTube, right? Does food reviews and stuff. But I like that. That's good. But these folks with the families and bringing the children, that's our buddy does a hot dog thing. Okay, that's great. But we're talking about people, humans.
Yeah.
This isn't just to be discarded. Like, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
You could do cat videos. Those are really popular.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, cat videos. I do like I like to watch a lot of funny videos, like prank stuff. Like that's kind of where I'm.
My battery died.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw that.
No,
Yeah.
we're done.
Yes.
Bye.
Should we just end it?
Yeah.
Bye, Scotty.
See you, folks. See you next week.
And I feel like I'm in jail.